So today we will start with chapter 5, that is arithmetic progressions. Now before I move on to arithmetic progressions, first I would like to tell you the difference between a sequence, a series and a progression. In English language basically there is not much of the difference in sequence, series, progressions. They almost look alike, but in mathematics there is a lot of difference between these three terms. So let's first start with what a sequence is. So as you can see, I have written here, sequences are a set of numbers which are arranged according to any specific rule. That means the set of numbers should have a definite logical rule according to which they are arranged. Okay, I have explained this with the help of examples here. If you look at the first example, the terms are 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 and so on. Can you define a rule for this sequence? Yes, the rule here is, I can say the rule here is 2n. It means if I keep on giving different values to n, say put n is equal to 1, then 2 into 1 will give me the first term. For the second term, I put n is equal to 2. 2 into 2 will give me 4. For the third term, I will put n is equal to 3. 2 into 3 will give me 6. 2 4s are 8. 2 5s are 10 and so on. It means for the finding the first term, I simply put n is equal to 1. For second term, I put n is equal to 2, then 3, then 4 and then 5. So that means there is a proper formula for calculating each term of this sequence. If I ask you, find the 10th term of this sequence, so I will just put n is equal to 10 here and I will obtain 20 as the 10th term of this sequence. So there is a proper rule assigning this sequence. Similarly, look at the second example, 3, 5, 7, 9, 11 and so on. I hope by looking at the numbers you can make out they are all odd numbers. Now, what rule is assigned to this sequence? Can I say it is 2n plus 1? So, for the first term, if I put n is equal to 1, what will I get? 2 into 1 plus 1, that is 3. So, I will get the first term. For this, I will put n is equal to 2 in this rule. 2 2s are 4 plus 1, 5. For the third term, I will put n is equal to 3. 2 3s are 6 plus 1, 7. For the fourth term, I will put n is equal to 4. So, that will give you 2 4s are 8 plus 1, 9. For fifth term, I will put n is equal to 5 and that will give you 2 5s are 10 plus 1, 11. So, this way I can find out any term of this sequence. Now, if I ask you find the 10th term or 20th term or 100th term, any term you can find out simply by putting the value of n in this particular formula. So, what will be the, suppose I say 15th term of this expression, of this sequence. So, n is equal to 15 if I put, I will get 15 into 2 is 30, 30 plus 1 is 31. So, 31 will be the 15th term of this sequence. So, basically there is a proper rule which is defined. Either there should be a formula or there should be some logical statement. Like in the third part, if you see, there is no formula assigned to this, but when you look at these numbers, you can easily make out that these are all prime numbers. So, at least there is some logical statement attached to it. You can recognize these numbers as prime numbers. You just can't say that you have picked the numbers from anywhere and we have written it in this form of sequence. No. Either we have some formula assigned to the sequence or we have some logical statement. Here in this case it is prime numbers, sequence of prime numbers. Similarly, the last one if you look at, again there is no proper formula assigned to this sequence, but yes, if you know that these type of numbers, they are called Fibonacci sequence. Fibonacci, you know what are Fibonacci numbers? Fibonacci sequence is obtained, means each term is obtained by adding the previous two terms. For example, first term they start with 1, next term is 1 and assuming the previous number to be 0 we say 1. Third term is obtained by adding the previous two terms, 1 plus 1, 2. This term is obtained by adding these two terms, that is 3. This term is obtained by adding these two terms, that is 5. 8 is obtained by adding 5 plus 3, that is 8. 13 is obtained by 8 plus 5, that is 13, and so on. So at least we know that they form Fibonacci sequence. But if I say find out the 10th term of this, I will not be able to find out. I will have to write down the entire sequence to get the 10th term of the Fibonacci sequence. But yes, I can call it a sequence. I have told you different types of sequences. Either the formula is attached to a particular sequence or some logical statement is there, means a set of prime numbers or Fibonacci sequence or something like that. Alright. Now coming over to progression. What is a progression? Progressions are the sets of numbers which are arranged according to some definite rule. Like there has to be some formula which calculates each term of the progression. Okay, they have a specific formula. So just as I told you in the previous two cases, first and second, these two, they come under the category of progression. But these two, they are not the progressions, but they are the sequences. All of them are sequences, but out of these four sequences, only the first two are progressions, third and fourth are not progressions. So these are the two progressions. As I have explained you earlier, the formula assigned here is 2n, here it is 2n plus 1. You can find any term by using these formulas. So in short, can I say that all progressions are sequences? Okay? Whenever you have any progression with you, that will definitely be a sequence. But all sequences are not progressions, because sequence may or may not be a progression, as I explained you here in the first four examples. Okay? So out of all the four sequences, all four of them were not progressions, only the first two were progressions. So what is series now? The series, they are related to the sequences, series and sequences, sequences and series, you must have seen somewhere. So series are corresponding to a sequence. And how do we obtain a, like here, series corresponding to this sequence 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 will be 2 plus 4 plus 6 plus 8 plus 10. Similarly, the series corresponding to the sequence 2, 3, 5, 7, 11 is 2 plus 3 plus 5 plus 7 plus 11. Basically, the series is obtained by adding the various terms of the finite sequence. So I hope the difference between sequence, series and progressions is clear to all of you. And now we move on to the main chapter, that is arithmetic progression. Let us see what an arithmetic progression is. Actually speaking, there are many types of progressions: arithmetic progression, geometric progression, harmonic progression and many other progressions. But in class 10th, we are going to study only about arithmetic progression. So now let us see exactly what is arithmetic progression. An arithmetic progression is a sequence of numbers in which each term is obtained by adding a fixed number to the previous term, right? Except the first term, obviously. The fixed number is called the common difference, right? For example, look at this first example. 1 is the first term. What should I add to 1 to get a number 3? I will add 2 to get the number 3. Now after obtaining the number 3, what should I add to the number 3 to obtain the next number 5? Again I will add 2. Similarly, after getting 5, what should be added to 5 to obtain 7? That is again 2. What should be added to 7 to obtain 9? That is also 2. So as you can see that every next term is obtained by adding 2 to the previous term. So this common number which is added to each term of the given sequence to obtain the next term is known as a common difference of the given AP. Now this common difference can be positive, it can be negative, it can be 0 as well. So look at the second example, 10, 8. Suppose 10 is the first term. In order to obtain 8, what should be added to 10? Obviously, it has to be some negative number. If I add minus 2 to 10, I will obtain the number 8. After getting 8, how will I obtain the next number 6? What will I add to 8? Again, minus 2 will be added to 8 to obtain the number 6. 6 plus minus 2 will again give you 4, and 4 plus minus 2 will again give you this 2. Alright. So that means this is a sequence in which the common difference is minus 2. So as we can see, in the first case the common difference was a positive number, in the second case the common difference is a negative number. Look at the third example. Minus 3 is the first term. What should be added to minus 3 so that I obtain minus 2, the next term? 1 should be added to it. So minus 3 plus 1 will give you minus 2. After getting minus 2, what should be added so that I obtain the next term, minus 1? Again, I will add 1 to it. Similarly, minus 1 plus what will give you 0? It will again be plus 1. So here the common difference in this sequence will be 1. In the last case, 5 plus what will give me 5? It will be 0. Again 5 plus 0 will give you 5, means the same number is repeating itself. It means the common difference in this case will be equal to 0. Or what else do we observe? One way of defining arithmetic progression is that it is obtained by adding a fixed number to the previous term. What is the second way of explaining arithmetic progression? I can say it is a progression in which the difference between two consecutive numbers always remain the same. For example, in the first one, two consecutive numbers. What is the difference? 3 minus 1 is equal to 2. The next two consecutive numbers, 5 minus 3 is again 2. Next three consecutive numbers, two consecutive numbers, 7 minus 5 will again give me 2. Then 9 minus 7 will again give us 2. So difference between two consecutive numbers always remain the same. That is also one way of explaining the arithmetic progression. Okay, so you are clear about the common difference and the first term of the arithmetic progression. Now let us say, let's start writing down the general form of arithmetic progression. Suppose I say let A be the first term. If A is the first term of the given AP, okay, and D is the common difference, let D be the common difference. How will you create an AP? I want to form the general form of an AP now. Therefore, the general form of an AP is given by, this will be, the first term is A, the next term is obtained by adding the common difference, which is D in this case, to the previous term, that is A. So next term will be A plus D. Again next term is obtained by adding D, that is the common difference, to the previous term. Here the previous term is A plus D. If I further add D to it, I will obtain A plus 2D. So the next term is A plus 2D. Similarly, A plus 2D. If I want to find the next term, again I will add the common difference to it. It will become A plus 3D and so on. Next term will be A plus 4D and so on. Now you need to just observe this sequence very carefully. At which rule are we following here? We are adding a common difference to the previous term to obtain the next term. So this is the arithmetic progression we have obtained. Now look at, in the first term there is no coefficient of D. I can say it is A plus 0D. This is the first term. Okay. In the second term it is A plus 1D, second term. In the third term I have A plus 2D. Are you observing something here? In the fourth term it is A plus 3D. This is the fourth term. Fifth term is A plus 4D. So from here I would like you to observe something, that how to obtain the next term. If it is a second term, then 1 less than that, 2 minus 1 will be the coefficient of D. Third term mein coefficient of D will be 2. In the fourth term coefficient of D will be 3. In the fifth term coefficient of D is 4, means 1 less than the term. Similarly, if I want to say what is the 10th term of this sequence, so I can say A plus 9D. If I say what is the 15th term of this sequence, I can say A plus 14D. What is the 28th term of this sequence? I can say A plus 27D, and so on. What is the 100th term of this sequence? It is A plus 99D. And suppose if I say what is the nth term of this sequence, you can say A plus n minus 1 into D. This is how we obtain the various terms of the given AP. So I will represent the first term by A1, second term by A2, third term A3, fourth term A4, and so on. The nth term will be An. So now my first term in this case is A, second term is A plus D, third term is A plus 2D, fourth term is A plus 3D, fifth term is A plus 4D, and suppose I want to write some more terms, say 50th term A50, that will be A plus 49D, and ultimately suppose I want to write the nth term, I will write A plus n minus 1 into D. This is how we create the formula for the nth term of the AP, which is A plus n minus 1 into D represents the nth term of the given AP, where D stands for the common difference of the given term and A stands for the first term of the given AP. So now we have seen that if any AP is given to you, you can always find out the first term and the common difference of that AP, okay, as we have done in the previous questions. And conversely, if I say the first term is given to you and the common difference is also given to you, say first term is represented by A, which is equal to 4, and the common difference is suppose minus 3. If only these two things are given to you, can we find out the AP, the entire AP? Yes, we know. Just remember the definition of AP, that each new term, the consecutive term, is obtained by adding the common difference to the previous term. Now here the first term is 4, so our AP will start with 4. The second term will be obtained by adding the common difference, that is minus 3 to it. So what will you get? It is 4, then 4 plus minus 3 is, it's 1. It will be equal to 1. Then next term will be 1 plus minus 3 will give you minus 2. Minus 2 plus minus 3 will give us minus 5, and so on. So I can say my first term is 4, second term is 1, third term is minus 2, fourth term is minus 5, and so on. So we have different terms like this. Suppose instead of finding the consecutive terms, I want to find out straight away the 10th term. So there is no need to write all the terms starting from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We can directly use the formula. As I told you just now, the 10th term formula will be A plus 9D, because we have learned the formula An is equal to A plus n minus 1 into D. So for any term you can use this formula. For 10th term, what will I write? N is equal to 10. So A plus 10 minus 1 into D, that will give you A plus 9D. So 10th term is obtained like this. So what is A here? 4, and D is minus 3, so 9 into minus 3. 4 minus 27, that will give you minus 23. Again, if I say find the 50th term of this sequence, so you can say 50th term is A plus 49D. I hope you have understood how I am getting this, because of the nth term. An is equal to A plus n minus 1 into D. If you are finding the 50th term, means you are putting n is equal to 50 here. So put n is equal to 50 here also in the formula, will get 50 minus 1, 49 into D. So first term here is 4 plus 49 into minus 3. That will give you 4 minus 147, and that is equal to minus 143. That will be the 50th term of the given AP.